Morning, people. It's 10:09 a.m. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Oh, well, people, the truth is we have to go back down into an oversold position because whoever came out of here and tried to get they just messed up their whole rhythm of the market by messing with it over here. They should have let it go to an overbought condition, then dropped it down. This is why it's going sideways, okay? Because there was no definite confirmation that this was overbought. So now we're in limbo because whoever was manipulated, quite honestly, they screwed it up. So now we have to go down to like $111 to get to this oversold condition so we can go back up. And they've been working at it. They just finally looks like they haven't breached it yet. They have to go underneath this resistance here. You see this? They're at the bottom. They have to go all the way down to here, which is $111, which I think that's where they're heading for. Because now they have to reset the market because their master plan didn't come to fruition the right way. So they have to reset the RSI. 37. Yeah, about 7 more points. I would say it would have to go down to the next ATR, which is 111. If they can manage it. Because if they don't drop the price, it's never going to be able to go back up, or we're going to be stuck in limbo. So whoever manipulated their manipulation didn't pan out right over here, so they screwed it up. That's why I'm saying I never seen anything like this before. To tell you the truth, I think they just screwed it up, whoever was manipulating it. I think their intention was to let this go to the overbought condition, then just bring it back down like they always done. They screwed it up. They messed it up real bad. Now it'll go down to the oversold condition, and then it'll go back up. I always said it has to have a dip before it goes up, and I think the dip is going to hit 111, then it's going to go mysteriously back up. They screwed this up. They were trying to do something over here, and they messed it up. It's got to go down to 111. It's got to go down to go up. Now you can see we're at the bottom of the previous A wave and the bottom of the last B wave, C wave. They have to reset the RSI. This is what, now I know what Crypto Savvy meant by resetting the RSI. Something has to happen in Litecoin right now. It either has to go up or it has to go down. Okay? It cannot, if they don't do anything, it's not going to go anywhere. So all those people that are talking about the manipulation, yeah, it is manipulation. But in this case, I think the manipulator screwed up. I think he way screwed up. He oversold his stash. You see? He went way oversold. Now what do? You're cash heavy and you don't got much coin and you're trying to bring down the price. To do an RSI reset, it's going to be quite difficult. I don't know how. If I was him, I would bring hit the 30. Hit the 30. Hit it. Don't try to go back up from here. I don't think you're going to do very well. Hit it quick. Flash crash it down like you did over here. And then let it go back up. And go into the oversold. And let's get this market moving. You screwed it up, Mr. Market Maker. Mr. Market Manipulator. You see, you messed this up. You went down too far. Right? And you ran out of cash before you could hit the top. That's what you did. That's why they say that there's a liquidity problem with Litecoin. You went down too hard, and then you ran out of cash before you can get into the overbought territory. Now you have to reset the RSI. You're at 37. I would prefer, honestly, him to go lower because the snap up will be higher, as you can see here. So let's get going. The market has to move. It has to move some way. It can't just stay like this in limbo. It really had, even this attempt really hasn't done anything. You see, if they don't drop this RSI, there you go. If they don't drop this RSI low enough, you see, you're never going to be able to get this coin to go back up. Where we're at? 34. Still hasn't gotten to the bottom of the. Getting to the bottom of this A wave will make this coin go up. It has to enter oversold territory to go back up, because then the coin's going to be at a bargain. I've been waiting for this. I'm like, either way, it's got to move. It's got to move. It can't just keep going sideways, because you can you know what's going to happen once it gets into oversold territory, right? Everybody knows what's going to happen when it gets into oversold territory. What always happens when it gets oversold? It gets overbought. You see? It always goes. It has to move. It cannot just stay there, or we're all going to be holding forever if they don't move this price down. You see, this is the deliberate dump right here. I think the manipulator realized that if I don't bring this down, the market's just going to stay at 50 for 1,000 years. You'd see he's forcing it down. This is what happens. You see what happened? He ran out of liquidity, or he ran out of coin, or he ran out of cash to buy coin because he went too far down in oversold conditions. If you look, you don't see no oversold. Maybe you'll see that here. Look at the whole history of Litecoin on Binance. You never seen the RSI that low. He screwed himself when he did that. He went way into oversold territory, so far down he couldn't get into overbought, and it forced him into the 50 on the RSI. So now that we almost hit the 30, we have to hit the 30, I think, in this case. This is the cup and handle. Here goes the cup, here goes the handle. They have to bring the price down in order for it to go up. If you look at any cup and handle, I'll get you one. You see? But you all know this is many months. You got to get something on the 4 hour. It's going to look narrower, and the handle's going to look longer, because this is over a 4 hour time frame. So the market, to gain its volatility back, you're going to have to do something. Thank God. You know, I hate to say it, but thank God there's some movement. There's some movement. You see? There's got to be some type of movement. The thing was dead. The coin was dead. Now people are going to say, "Ooh, we're really low on Litecoin price. It's going to hit 111." Well, it should hit 111. It should. But I don't know. Again, after he oversold his coin here, you might not have enough to totally reach the bottom of the RSI, because to tell you the truth, I think this market was just a big screw up done by the market maker. He oversold. Now you have to take your cash and bring it into overbought territory. I bought it so far oversold now. I put myself in such a deep rut. They're never going to make it up to overbought territory. And now you stay at the 50. He neutralized the market at the 50. So now whatever he's got to bring it down. If this is a cup and handle, even though this is a fast handle, since he screwed it up over here by bringing it too far oversold, almost 21. So what he's got to do is hit this tippy top, or as close as he can get it, and then back off to fix the screw up he did. This is why I was saying in my last video, I never seen any kind of trading like this. And then I realized the reason why we haven't seen anything like this is because it's a mistake. Somebody screwed up. And you know, when we see a hard press down, we're going to see a green bar up. Let's see how far they're going to take it up. I always tell this to my wife. She goes, oh my God, it's going down. I go, you don't understand. It has to go down to go up. This guy was overzealous when he sold. When he sold off the RSI, he dumped it too low for it to get to overbought territory. And now he has to do an RSI reset. He screwed it up. People make mistakes, even manipulators. He could have, if he had enough cash, he could have went from here to here. But it's obviously he ran out of cash. He shouldn't have brought the RSI that low. Now you got to think. He oversold, then he bought everything back, right? He pushed the price here, went down. Now he's sitting on a bunch of coin. Whoever did this manipulation, and he can't sell it. The stuff that he bought, anything that he bought over this, he can't sell. He has to dump it to dump the price down to get it to go back up. He threw the whole market out of whack, out of its rhythm. I was waiting for this all day. I was like saying, no, there's no way. It's dragging along the bottom line. It has to bounce off that bottom line, and it's just been hovering right above that line. If you look at the trend of it, just angled, the angle, the parabolic trend, it's not hitting that bottom. It's just sitting there, going sideways. I still say bring it down more, but it looks like people are buying it. They're looking at this as an opportunity. I would like him to bring it down, honestly. Well, he did hit it. He did hit it the next ATR down. But he didn't. I don't know. For me, bouncing off the 30 always brings you into oversold territory. Now we're going to see finally we get to see some action of a coin that's just been sitting there, staring at it, and nothing's happening. Now we got a cup and handle again. This is the cup, this is the handle. Now the handle is I would say overextended, it's going back up. So now we can see an actual cup and handle in action soon. So you might want to watch this right here. This is the cup. This is the handle, though it's exaggerated now because he's fixing where he screwed up because he dumped too much coin. And then when he tried to bring it up, he obviously ran out of cash. He fell dead to where he was supposed to be, which is probably up here. And because of that, it just fell into this 50 and just, so this was really the only way to fix that mistake. It's just got a little more to go. Right there. I understand what he's doing. When they say RSI reset, is that a polite way of saying the manipulator screwed up, so now he has to reset the market? You see, he's trying to bring it low, but there's resistance there, and it keeps popping back up. So he might be able to squeeze it down to 111, but then he's gonna have. It's just a little bit more to the over. To me, that's a definite confirmation that we're in oversold territory. And to tell you the truth, we need oversold territory to get to overbought territory. It's the only way, guys. We need the pump and the dump, right? Let's be realistic. That's what we're doing, the pump and the dump, right? You're not gonna get your pump without your dump. Here's your pump, here's your dump, here's your pump. You see what I'm saying? But since this one was in a long time in the making, I expect this one to be pretty good. You see, this is what happens. He should have immediately, if I was the manipulator, right at this point, he should immediately squeezed it down again. And since he didn't, because the resistance is it, now he's got to work against the resistance. And this is why it took so long. You had to work against the resistance. It costs the trader money to work against the resistance. Okay? He's not really going to make anything from this unless he bounces it off and brings it back up to an overbought condition. In other words, he's dumping down. He's going to have to take a loss, and then he has to make it back on the way back up. It's a manipulator, and a manipulator doesn't. You can't call him a bear or a bull. You see, a bear and a bull. That's the same way they got the government set up. Your Democrats on one side, your Republicans on the other, but it's the same bird. It's the same bird that the wings are on, if you catch my drift. And the manipulator is that bird. He'll constantly bring it down, sell off, start buying, bring it up, cash out, bring it down, cashing out. He screwed up. He screwed up his algorithm. The other guy who said 100, I told him 111. They have to bring it down to 111. This is the cup and handle, because he has to do an RSI reset. He screwed up. I honestly think he didn't expect the dump to be that effective to bring it down this way. So now maybe it was people behind him that started dumping behind him. That caught it too. They dumped behind him, and he had a set amount of coin, and he cashed that out. Now he doesn't have enough cash to totally get to where he needs to be, and it failed. So he screwed himself. The only way to repair this is, he was just down to almost to 30. That's the only way he can repair this. He has to put the market back on track. He took it off track when he did this over here. He screwed himself. He's probably been trying to do this on the cheap. He brings it down, okay? Then it starts to go up. Then for some reason, he runs out of cash. So now he tries to bring it down to bounce it off to 30, but there's too much resistance. Okay, I'll bring it up and try to bring it down again. Fail. I'll bring it up and bring it down again. Now he just did it. So now he's got it, but I still think he's not going to get out of this funk because he screwed himself too much. He has to do an RSI reset to put this market back on track. Now I understand. I keep saying I never seen trading like this before on Binance. I never seen anything like this before. You see? Now look at the RSI. Where do you see it going that low? 35? Look where this one is. He was too overzealous and going into the oversold side of it. That he didn't have enough cash to bring it back to the overbought, and he just monkey in the middle. He's stuck in the middle. This is going to teach him a lesson, people, because now, what did he really make moving this market along like this? What did he really make? He didn't make much. Not like he usually makes. So this manipulator basically screwed himself. So this is good to remember when you see this pattern here. It's going to run sideways. Why? Because it's oversold so far down that he's not going to have enough money to recover. He can't even maintain this loss over here. He can't. Look how fast it's going up. So the only hope I don't want to see this end on the 4 hour. To tell you the truth, I want to see this at least stay there for 4 hours and then go up, because then he's going to have no choice but to bring it back down and prolong the pain. Let's see. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Okay, in the 1 hour, we're definitely oversold. Okay, that's a good sign that the market's going to go back to normal. See that? Now we go to the 2 hour. You see, that was that last dip. You see how far he went down? Then he wonders why he couldn't bring it back up. Okay, the 2 hour was fine. Finally, some action. It had to move. It had to move one way or the other, because if it didn't, it looks like he attempted to say, "Okay, I'll bring it up. I'll get to the overbought condition." He couldn't do it. Not enough momentum. That's what happens when you bring it this low. You couldn't get over to the top of the mountain. You started in the valley. You should have started at the plateau here, and then ran it up from here. He screwed up. It's easy to see how they could the drive, why it fell short. If you see this little dip here, you see that? It was a dip there. So if you take that dip, which is about 1 ATR, look where he would have been. He oversold himself and couldn't get to the overbought territory. So this is the next logical step to get it out of this. It'll stay here forever if he doesn't do anything. He did 2 attempts, one to drive it up. That didn't work, that failed. So he's going to bring it down. Even this, I think, is not good enough. We almost hit the bottom over here. It was just a little bit like that. So this might be the end of this is the cup. This might be the end of the handle from what I'm seeing. But whatever he did over here, it was sloppily done. The manipulator. He messed himself up. He stuck himself at this 50 by going down just too low on the oversold condition to have enough cash to get in the overbought territory. But you did see him match the price almost over here. You see, he actually spent all of this money trying to get the price go back into the overbought territory. He spent a lot of movement to get this RSI, and look what the price is. Meanwhile, he hit the same RSI over here, right? Look what the price is. So he spent the same amount of money, right, to get what he got the price over here, to get the price up over here. He done screwed up. Somewhere, someplace, there's somebody, boss, smacking this trader in the back of his head. He's trying to correct his mistake. And that mistake set us sideways for how many days? For 10 days. So for 10 days, if this trader works for somebody, for 10 days, I don't know what he really had to show. When you look for like 10 days, like say during this time period, the 12th to the 22nd. Let's see. Let's see the activity. Look at this activity, the 12th to the 22nd. See, that's when we were stagnated for 14th. Okay, the 23rd to the 3rd. That's 7. That's 10 days. You see how much money they made in 10 days? They bought it down here. They sold it up here. They brought the market down, made some more money, and then they're oversold, and then they go back to where the natural rhythm of this bull market. I to tell you the truth, whoever this trader was, they let's admit it, folks. When you look at this, it's so oversold. You're putting yourself not at the base of the mountain that you have to climb. You actually dug a hole below the mountain. Now you're in a tunnel, and then you're expected to reach, in the same amount of time, to get out of the tunnel and go to the top of the mountain. You're going to run out of energy before you get to the top. So this trader obviously looks like he made a mistake, this manipulator or trader. And he's resetting the RSI to correct this mistake. It's a pretty sad day is when you spend, a ton of money to get the price, and you reach only here. You don't get into overbought territory. Now you're stuck. Because you bought all this coin. So what do? You try to correct it by bringing it the price, trying to get it to overbought territory several times, and you fail. And you spend the same amount of money to get the price to go to 125 as you spent driving it up to 136. Big mistake. That's why I said I never seen trading like this before. I just couldn't relate it to human error. So that's where we are, people. So now that we're instead of being in no man's land where we don't know what's going to happen, now we're in oversold territory, and we all know what happens after that. We go up. So there had to be a move. Good luck on your trading. Over and out.